I'd like to call this meeting to order. Good morning. Thank you all for joining us here during our weekly hybrid MLS breakfast meeting. My name is Nanette Ong from Coldwell Banker George Realty, and I am your February program chair. I hope everyone is enjoying the waffles. Sorry, it's just a little behind with the waffle makers. It looks like the affiliates are just learning also how to make waffles today. So let's thank them later for trying so hard. Okay, I'd like to lead us in a pledge of allegiance by Ben Hung to lead us, a broker and member of WSGVR. Right hand over your heart to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for
which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you for leading us. Next, I'd like to invite Jim Clark to share his inspirational quote for today. For those of you that do not know, Jim Clark is our WSGVR GAD, our Government Affairs Director, and he had joined us just a few months ago.
Thank you.
So welcome.
Thank you. And obviously I'm new, so please come up and introduce yourselves when we have a break, because I'd like to know as many of you as I can. So today my inspirational quote is by Mark Twain. Stay away from those people who try to disparage your ambitions. Small minds will always do that, but great minds will give you a feeling that you can become great too.
Thank you. Yes, great share. Thank you, Jim. Now, a little about me. My name is Nanette. I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker George and an active member here at WSGVR. I am also a WSGVR director and a CAR director of California Association of Realtors. I am chair of finance and vice chair of MLS. And the next slide would share a little bit about me as well. Now, so I just decided to be a little silly and made up a riddle. And for someone who can guess what this riddle means, I have a scratcher ticket for them. So whoever can guess what this means, raise your hand. Treasure hunter? No, that is incorrect. Aaron? Nope, that is not correct. Nancy? Go digger. No wonder I can't find anyone yet. Anyone else? Okay, so that is me as a pirate with the expression of what pirates usually say. Yes, yes, yes. Does that give additional clue? It's arr. Aaron. Yes, we have Aaron. The first picture is treasure and the pirate saying arr. So it's treasure arr. So I am a treasurer at WSGVR. So this is for you, Aaron. Feel free to come pick it up. Thank you. I just decided to wake up one morning and make a fool of myself. Anyways, that's about me. Now we move on. Just a few housekeeping tips for reminders. For those on Zoom, all participants will be muted upon entry. If you should have a question or a comment, please enter it into the chat box, and the host, such as myself, will read the question and address it accordingly. Please also remember to join us weekly as we have a hybrid MLS breakfast meetings every Thursday at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Register in advance through your emails for this meeting and indicate whether you're attending live or through Zoom virtually. After registering, you will receive a confirmation email containing information about joining the meeting. Also follow WSGVR on social media through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You may also receive updates through our text messaging service by texting the letters WSGVR to the number 888-301-2201. That's if I can see that number correctly because the chat box is in there. And also you may visit us at wsgvrar.com for further information. And all the recordings are on our YouTube channel, WSGVR TV. Today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlight by Teresa Lamb from Corinthian Title Company, followed by our guest speaker of today, our Los Angeles County Assessor, Jeffrey Prang. Also, thank you for joining us. Also, to be eligible for today's drawings and raffles, you must be a WSGVR member and be present at the association to win. Our drawings consist of an attendance drawing, a 50-50 raffle, and a gift card drawing. Our 50-50 drawing raffle is through our blue tickets that some of you have already purchased. There is someone going around offering to purchase the tickets or offering that you purchase the tickets. So for $1, you get 1 ticket. For $2, you get 4 tickets. And for $5, you get 10 tickets. And all proceeds benefit the WSGVR Foundation. We will also have our gift card drawing, which will be coming later on during the meeting towards the end. Our affiliate spotlight and introductions are brought to you by the affiliate committee, in which Lena Sankari from US Bank is chair, and Teresa Nguyen of Loan Direct is vice chair. Now we will have our affiliate spotlight, and I'd like to invite Teresa Lamb to the mic to share her spotlight.
Thank you for being here, and I'm so happy to see you all and have the chance to talk a little bit about myself. But the first thing I want to tell you is my company. I'm from Corinthian Title Company, and we are licensed to issue title policies for all residential and commercials in California. And we just recently, good news, this came out today. We are also joining force with a parent company called Agent Home, and they have billions of dollars because they believe in us, and they would support and give us the stability and the support that we need, financial stability. And so I'm so excited and proud to be a member, representative of Corinthian Title Company. And okay, David? Oh, yes. Now, why do I send this one out? Marriage of Figaro. Last weekend, I did something that I've never done before. You all know that I love to sing. And the singing took me, I was talked into, getting it to be part of the production of Marriage of Figaro by Mozart, right? I was reluctant at first because I know it's very, very difficult. It's probably beyond my ability. But my voice teacher convinced me to do it, and they pared down my parts for me so that it makes it easier for me. And it was harder than I thought because I have to sing in Italian, and I have to follow with a group of other people, and then I had to learn to say un impegno nunziale a costui con me contratto e pretendo che il contratto debba effettuare. Oh my God. Anyway, so for all I can say for my performance, I'm glad it's over. And so, but what it does for me is that it helps while I'm doing students, college student cramping for an exam overnight. That's what I did. And what I realized is that it really helps my brain, my mind. I'm more focused and more energetic. And also that I remember more things than I thought that I previously could. So anyway, and I just wanted to tell you that partly my passion for music, my passion for music came from my father. Yes, my father has 6 children. I was told that I'm the one that I'm more like him. So it's in my DNA for my love of music because he was better than I was. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Teresa Lamb. Next, we have today's top affiliates introductions. If I may have all the affiliates line up in the front towards the mic for introductions. Please, this is only a morning greeting, no promotions, but feel free to mingle and talk to the realtors after the meeting. All right.
Okay.
First affiliate.
Good morning, everybody. Oriana Chan with Prime Lending. One of the sister, we have three sister. I couldn't see the other one. My name is Janet Lowe. I'm with ACG Funding in Arcadia.
Good morning. This is Annie Fan, Chicago Title. Hope you enjoy the yummy waffles. We have more coming.
Good morning, Nancy Chan. We're great affiliates, but really bad cooks. Lawyer's Title, thank you.
Good morning, guys. Sylvia Mora with Loyalty Escrow, and there's more waffles available if you guys want more.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Phoebe Liu from Eastus Bank. I'm a local home officer as well, commercial loan officer. Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lucia Tam representing CAREPA, Chinese American Real Estate Professionals Association.
Good morning, everybody. My name is James Chen, your good neighbor State Farm agent in the city of Walnut.
Good morning, everyone. Chris Hahn with Guild Mortgage. Have an awesome day.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Derek Talbert, property and casualty insurance agent at CST Insurance. Have a good day.
Good morning. I'm Cosmo Sanchez. I'm a mortgage lender with New AIM Funding. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm a loan officer. My name is Esther Chow with HSBC Bank. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Richard Zaletto with ACG Funding. After a 4-year absence, I'm back home at West End Gable.
All right, welcome back.
Good morning, one of your waffle elves today. I think I'm going to stick to title. Angie Tang, First American.
Good morning, Bob Chu, Champion Escrow.
Good morning, I'm Matthew Sher with Intervalley Escrow.
Good morning, this is Alex, your feng shui master. Thank you.
This is me again, Teresa Lam with Corinthian Title Company.
This is a Carnival with Wells Fargo Home Loan Mortgage. Good morning. This is Alina from Glen Oaks Escrow. I'm selling tickets, so wave me down if I haven't got to you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Yolanda Martinez Arenas, WFG National Title Company. Have an awesome day.
Good morning, everyone. This is Lena Sankari from US Bank Mortgage. We still have more waffles if you guys want more.
Good morning, it's Andrew Wong from Loan Direct. We specialize in a lot of non-QM loans. If you guys are interested in any of that, come and see me. Thank you.
And last but not least, Brandon Savransky with First American Natural Hazard Disclosure. I hope everyone has a fantastic day.
Thank you all. Thank you to all the affiliates here, but that was not the least because we have more online. So let's go ahead and introduce Judy Chow of AAA Capital Investments.
Good morning. This is Judy, Senior Loan Officer. Have a great week.
Next is John Wax of Snap NHD.
Good morning, everyone. The month of love. I'm wishing you a wonderful day. John Wax, Snap NHD.
Thank you. And Yolanda is here in person, so we will go to Mark Wu of AMS Insurance.
Good morning, everybody. Have a fabulous week and enjoy your waffles. Mark Wu with AMS Insurance for your property insurance and casualty personal insurance needs.
Sandy Franco of First American Home Warranty.
Good morning, everyone. Sandy with First American. Have a great day.
Hong Chang of Hong Chang Insurance. Now we have open pitching where we have open house and caravan. We do have one listing today by Aaron Manza. If you can come up to the mic. And for all others, if you do have an open a pitch, please request your pitch to the Albert here on my side, and we will get to you towards the end of the meeting. And anybody else who would like to do open pitching, this is a reminder to go on our website, wsgvar.com, click on the open pitch tab, fill in the caravan request form and submit it by Tuesday midnight, the same week you would like to pitch on that Thursday. Okay, go ahead, Aaron, with your listing.
Thanks, Annette. Good morning. Today I'm be pitching a residential property in Monterey Park. It's a newly built property, well, remodeled, I should say. We added some square footage, 500 square feet of a master bath and bedroom and walk-in closet. Everything is really upgraded here. We didn't spare any costs as far as materials and setup for this property. Come by today from 11 to 1. We have some charcuterie boxes to give away and some free Amazon Echoes to give away too. So we'd love for you to stop by. 1553 Isabella in Monterey Park. Thanks, guys.
Very nice. After today's breakfast charcuterie boxes, I'm there. 1553 Isabella. I am there. Oh, actually, I can't. I have a meeting after. Save me a box. Next, I'd like to welcome our guest speaker, Assessor Jeffrey Prang from the Los Angeles County Assessor's Office. Assessor Jeffrey Prang was elected in 2014 as the 27th Assessor for the County of Los Angeles and re-elected in 2018 and 2022 of last year. Let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to Assessor Prang.
Thank you very much. It's hard to hear that horrible biography time and time again, but I appreciate the effort. Can everybody hear me okay? Good morning. Very nice to be with you this morning. Thank you for inviting me back. It's always a pleasure to visit my favorite association of realtors and to provide the only ones that provide waffles. But I did want to encourage you to try to raise the bar each time, and an omelet bar would be really ideal. Right? Eggs are expensive, but it's okay. I'm not paying. I did want to thank Ling Chow for always inviting me and to provide updates. She's a member of my Assessors Advisory Council. And I think we have a couple other members of the Advisory Council who are here today as well. I also wanted to acknowledge my good friend who I know is now working with West San Gabriel, Jim Clark, your new Government Affairs Director. I've worked with Jim for years. He's really an outstanding professional. I think you're going to really enjoy working with him. He's going to do a great job for you. I think it's probably fair to say that everybody here who knows me and has heard me speak before have heard all the stupid assessor jokes that I have, but I've used them all a million times. So I won't subjugate to any of my usual round of attempts at humor. But the one thing the one drumbeat that I always like to pound is reminding people that I am not the guy who collects taxes. It doesn't matter how many times I say that, people will instantly call me with their tax bill. Again, the guy who collects taxes is the tax collector, and that's his title, tax collector. I determine the value, he collects your money. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the primary thing I'm going to talk about today is the assessment role, but I got a couple other updates to give you as well. And the assessment role, we'll talk about the 2022 assessment role, which closed last year at the end of June. This information is about 6 months old, but we work on a fiscal year. I don't think I've had the opportunity to provide this data to you before. And all of this is in the process of changing, and we'll have new numbers at the end of June. But the assessment role is essentially, it's the inventory of all taxable property in the county, both real property as well as business property, which includes furniture, equipment, and machinery. Last year, the total roll value, that's the collection of all taxable properties, grew by a record $122 billion, almost 7% in growth over the 2021 assessment roll year. The total value of all taxable, the total assessed value of all taxable property in LA County is almost $1.9 trillion. That's with a T. That generates about $19 billion in property taxes, which, as you know, is allocated to cities, school districts, and pays for a lot of the vital public services that we all rely upon, including roads and hospitals and libraries, to name a few. The assessment roll comprises about 2.5 million real property parcels and business assessments. We have in total in LA County, there's about 1.9 million single-family homes, about 250,000 apartment buildings, a similar number of commercial industrial parcels, and about 165,000 business assessments. And again, that's furniture, equipment, machinery. The growth in the assessment roll last year was driven by a couple of factors. The primary one is property sales. Every time a property sells, we have to reassess it, and that added about $70 billion in value to the assessment roll. As you know, under Proposition 13, there is an annual cost of living adjustment that is capped at 2%. Last year, the full 2% was applied, and that added about $34 billion in value to the roll. And then new construction, which moved at a relatively brisk pace, although much slower than it did prior to COVID, added about $6 billion. To give you an idea of what was going on in the local market as of June 30th last year, I included a table that displays property value growth percentages and parcel counts in some of the communities that West San Gabriel cares about. The total 22 combined assessed value for the highlighted areas in West San Gabriel Valley was well over $39 billion. And I'm optimistic that will be sustained. So we include Alhambra, Monterey Park, Rosemead, San Gabriel, Temple City, and then LA County as a whole. As real estate professionals, I know that it is no news to any of you that the housing market in LA County experienced record highs over the last couple of years due to COVID. Somewhat counterintuitively, housing prices increased so much that $1 million homes, median sales price, became the norm in more than 50 cities and communities throughout LA County. Although the last few months have shown how quickly the market changes can respond to a number of factors. Home values are now falling in LA County for the first time in a decade, primarily because borrowing costs have exploded with the increase in interest rates in the past year, which had priced a lot of people out of the market. This is having a significant impact on the local market. A year ago, home buyers were able to enjoy mortgage rates of 3% and sometimes below. Today, the average 30-year loan dropped from its high of over 7% in October to about 6.25%. Well, this change in rates isn't the welcome mat that a lot of potential buyers were hoping for. We think that it will at least have somewhat of a positive impact the further things move down. I've also included a chart highlighting certain median sales prices of single-family homes in the West San Gabriel area. As you can see, the median sales price of a single-family home in the last month averaged about $933,000 for Alhambra, just over $1 million in San Gabriel, while the average countywide is about $865,000, which is down from almost $900,000 a few months ago. To put this in perspective, between May and October of 2022, the average median sales price in the county was ranged anywhere between $900,000 and $915,000. So you can see that there is things have changed over the last 6 months. And as you can see in that chart, that there's actually some negative numbers. We expect that we'll see some more negative numbers by the end of this current assessment roll year. At the moment, those home values, though, are not decreasing below pre-COVID rates. We're just seeing a correction for those 2 years of explosive growth during COVID. So I'm not overly alarmed about those numbers at this point. We don't think that there's going to be a wholesale reduction in value. Although I will say that for anybody who purchased a home in the last 24 months, when there were these extreme competition for the limited inventory, we're actually looking at those right now to determine whether they are entitled to what's called a decline in value. I know the house across the street from me, they bought in a superheated competition, and there's no doubt in my mind that that home is not worth as much as they paid for it last year. And we will, everybody is entitled to submit an application called a decline in value if you think your home is worth less now than it was when you bought it. But we will also be proactively looking at those areas and those properties that sold in the last 24 months to see if we need to apply a reduction. Moving on to another topic, I wanted to touch on Proposition 19. I've talked about that with you before. Everybody remembers Prop 19. This is the one that allows seniors disabled to transfer their base year. Proposition 19 was a real challenge for my office as well as assessors across California. It was poorly written. It took us months, took us over a year to get legislation adopted. I'm proud to say that we are finally caught up and are now into a normal production with Proposition 19. Currently, we have about 1,000 base year value transfer claims that are being reviewed by our staff. And more than 50% of these are in the final stages. We also have about another 700 that are in our property transfer system waiting for an appraiser to review the valuation. We anticipate that base year transfer applications will probably take an average of 4 to 5 months to process on a regular basis. I think we've had about Proposition 19. We've had a couple thousand base year transfers of people leaving LA County, going to other counties. We've only had 12 coming into LA County. But this was an extraordinary challenge for our office. There's still a lot of administrative things we're trying to fix, but we're now at least able to manage the volume and get people's claims processed in a more timely manner. One of the things I want to talk about today, you've heard me talk about this in the past, that is a tax savings program called the homeowners exemption. It's particularly important right now because the deadline for the homeowners exemption is February 15th. Although you can apply any time of the year, if you want to get the entire exemption for that year, you have to apply by February 15th. The homeowners exemption allows anybody who owns their home to get a reduction in their assessed value of $7,000. It's not a huge tax savings, but we still estimate that about 1/3 of all homeowners in LA County do not apply. For those of you who send out marketing newsletters and emails, this is a good thing you might want to include to encourage people who own homes to apply for the homeowners exemption. It's a very easy form that can be downloaded off of our website. Another big thing that's been important in recent weeks due to the severe weather we had in the rains deals with damage to property due to natural disaster, something we call internally we call misfortune and calamity. So if you own property and you are the victim of a flood or an earthquake or a fire and your property is damaged either entirely or in part, you are entitled to property tax relief. There's only a couple things that you need to remember. One, the damage needs to exceed $10,000. You must apply within 12 months of the incident. And if your home is completely destroyed and you don't want to rebuild, you can transfer your tax base to another property without being reassessed. Not as many properties were damaged in LA County as in other counties, but although we anticipate getting more applications as people recover from that, start thinking about their taxes. It's a temporary tax reduction until you get the property restored, and then your tax base will be restored. Another thing that I'm kind of excited about is a new program that we are calling e-notifications. This is a program that I developed in cooperation with the county's registrar recorder and the Department of Consumer Business Affairs. It's an innovative program that I think will help keep property owners informed when fraudulent activity occurs on their property, basically by using your registrant's email address. Previously, if there was some type of fraud on your property, the registrar recorder would mail a notification to the homeowners, usually within 30 days, when there's a grant deed, a quitclaim deed, deed of trust, or some other sort of or lien filed against your property. But for property owners who want to register their email address with our offices, you will get a notification within 48 hours instead of 30 days. Obviously, if somebody's attempting to commit fraud against your property, you want to know as soon as you possibly can. This is as of January 1st, you can start registering your email address and with our office and get those notifications. One of the other values that I'm hoping to build on this program is the restoration of a service that exists in every other county except for LA County. In every other county, if you own property, once a year, you get a letter from the assessor saying, here's your assessed value, because when when they add the 2% cost of living adjustment, your assessed value creeps up a little bit. And almost everybody wants to know what their current taxable assessed value is. We used to, for some reason, LA County stopped mailing those notices years and years ago, so long ago that nobody remembers. We looked at restoring that service, but it costs $1 million to send a piece of mail to everybody in LA County, and the Board of Supervisors is not going to give me $1 million to do that. So our concept instead is if property owners would like to give us their email address that we can attach to your property, we will send you that notice annually by email. And it will also provide us the opportunity perhaps to provide other critical information to property owners. So you can actually go on our website now and record your email address with our property, and automatically register for the for that fraud notification, and you'll start getting those other notifications once we've built that part of the system out. That's also another great tip if you do email or direct mail marketing to let prospective homeowners know that they can get this service. And finally, I want to reiterate that we do have a special place on our website specifically for real estate professionals with our real estate toolkit, which has all types of information that you can share with your clients, things that will help make you a better informed real estate professional. We try to add as much new information as possible about current events, and I urge you to bookmark that, check and refer to it often. And if you are not already registered to receive our monthly email newsletter, you can also sign up for that on our website as well. And that concludes my remarks. And do you want me to take questions, or? Yes. Or if anybody has questions, happy to answer them. Yes, ma'am.
Hold on, let's put you on mic, please.
My question is about homeowners exemption. I know it started back in 1970 or 80s at that time, 1970 something like
The
that.
homeowners exemption was in the early 70s.
Early 70s, yes. And that time houses were only like 30 expensive, considered expensive. It's like $35,000. The 7,000 offset the total cost is significant for that time. But since then, it has never been an increase. And I'd like to know if there is any chance that you would consider just increase it a little bit to help us out a little, since you're getting so much.
I agree. I'm in favor of that. Unfortunately, I'm not the decision maker. The legislature has to make that decision. And I talk to legislators all the time.
Okay.
And ask them, I said, at least if you're not going to increase it, at least put a cost of living adjustment, so it'll at least not get smaller. I did propose to a legislator just last week a small benefit. There's also a veterans exemption, but you can only take one exemption, and the homeowners, as little as it is, it's more generous than the veterans exemption. So I said, why don't you at least let veterans claim both? So they can, because the veterans exemption is 4,000, the homeowners exemption is 7,000. Instead of saving $70, they'll save $110. So it's not a whole lot, but at least it's moving us in the right direction. When homes were $35,000 and there was $7,000 exemption, was a meaningful amount of money. Now it's $70 a year, which is what, 2 cups of coffee at Starbucks. It's better than kicking the head, but I agree. I absolutely agree with you. So here's something we can do together, and with Jim Clark in the room, make sure every time that you have a state legislator standing before this group that you ask them about that homeowners exemption. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. One of the things I get complaints all the time because they said they call my office and it rings for 40 minutes and then just hangs up on them. I want to stress to you, if that happens, you are not calling my office. You are calling the tax collector's office. But you think you're calling my office. And just to drill down on that a little bit more now, I joke about this a lot. I usually say this at the beginning of the meeting, but people all the time call me the tax assessor, which is not accurate. I'm the assessor. I don't do taxes. And the problem is, if you call the county, and this is actually operational, this is important. If you call and say, I want to talk to the tax collector, they don't know who you want to talk to. They don't know whether they want the tax collector or the assessor. Usually they want to talk to the tax collector, but they send the calls to me. So 60% of my calls, out of the thousands of calls we get today, are tax collector calls. So, but if you're calling that number that just rings and rings and rings, that's not my office. Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Prang?
Yeah,
Right here.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
This is in regards to the SB 9, the single family homeowners, allowing them to do a split.
Yes.
To split their property. That kicks some reassessment to the value.
That's correct.
So do you have any quantitative numbers that indicates, this is for the people that apply for SB 9, this is the number that incremented the revenues for houses that has been reassessed? That's my question.
I apologize. I actually don't have any statistics before me, but what I can tell you is that the numbers are not that significant at this point. And actually, the LA Times, I think, just had a story in the last week or so where they indicated that it's not having the impact that legislators thought it would. So there's just not that many people who are doing the lot splits or the ADUs. One of the questions that does come up a lot is, what happens when you build an ADU? For my office, it's nothing different than the way we do business. It's the same as if you're adding a pool or building a second story. We just reassess it for the additional square footage. It's possible that these SB 9 could, theoretically, we thought it was going to increase our workload. It has not yet, but it doesn't require any special treatment from the way we do assessments otherwise. Oh, we do track it. I just don't have those numbers in front of me, but I can, there's Aldo will write down a note to get those statistics.
Yeah, thank you actually for taking my question. I noticed you mentioned that in the beginning that you are not the tax guy who collect taxes, right? So I guess my question is, you're the assessor's office and the Department of Treasury and collection taxes is a different department. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, because I just got a situation where I wonder if you can, I got a letter for one of a client that I work with that the letter stated from the assessor's office that the reappraisal has been reversed. There's no change in ownership, but yet at the same time, after that was issued to the client, they received a letter of a notice of lien and a notice of enforcement from the tax collector, Treasury Department. Is there like some sort of like miscommunication or something?
It's probably just a lag in communications between the departments. The tax collector is still on an old mainframe computer system, and sometimes it may take weeks or a couple of months for certain transactions to process their way through. The best thing to do is to contact the tax collector's office.
Wait 40 minutes.
Wait 40 minutes for them to pick them up. But that will be corrected. That lien will be revoked.
Oh, okay. So I guess what you're saying is contact the tax collector's office.
That's right.
Not the assessor's office.
That's right. Because when you call, if you call my office, they will say, yes, we reversed that assessment. But it needs to go from my office. It's actually really complicated. There's like 5 departments that each have a different piece of the property tax administrative system. So when it leaves my office, it goes to the auditor controller, who basically revokes. They're the ones who tell you how much you owe, and they basically revoke that penalty and the lien, and then they send that to the tax collector's office to reverse.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, we have a question on Zoom from Victor Yoon. Is there a reassessment for ADU conversion entirely within existing residents? Thank you.
So the short answer is probably yes. It depends on what happens. Typically, if you have if you're going to divide your existing single family home into a duplex or add an ADU within that footprint, you're probably going to be adding bathrooms or kitchens and moving walls. Those are likely to be reassessable. It doesn't sound like would be a dramatically large assessment, not as much as if you're building a brand new separate structure.
Okay, thank you. Another question. So how do we sign up for a notification alert?
It is, if you go to my website, assessor.lacounty.gov. And I believe there's a, forgive me, I don't remember how it's characterized on the page, but I think it says notifications. Where's Aldo? I'll say, what does it say on the webpage? So there's a little button that says notifications, and just click on that and
Okay,
it's very intuitive.
thank you. One more question. Where do we put email for annual assessment letter?
So you just need to, under the notifications, you just need to register your, it'll ask you some questions. It'll ask you for your email address and your property address. It's real simple to sign up.
Then do I have time for more questions? Okay, so from John Hua, what is the current turnaround time homeowners can expect for processing their Proposition 19 applications?
So at the moment, roughly 4 months.
Okay.
It's I'm actually kind of embarrassed to say it takes 4 months because that's a long time, but we're still in the process of moving a lot of our through our technology upgrades, moving a lot of these workflow form-based transactions into cloud-based system. It'll be better in the next couple of years.
Oh, hello, Mr. Prang.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I was just curious, how long is it taking for add-on square footage to reflect at the LA County Assessor site? I acquired a property in October. The final walkthrough shows that on the MLS, it shows the new square footage. And they say it takes some time for the filing and whatnot, but it's been like 4 or 5 months. Just curious how long it may take to show the new square footage.
Probably 4 or 5, 6 months. And so it should be fairly soon.
Okay.
And so we are actually we're in a process right now where we call it called closing the roll. So between now and June 30th, we are trying to process every transaction that came in and get them all completed by June 30th. And at the latest, that's when it will be
okay,
registered. But
thank you.
So I guess we're heading on the right direction by using e-notifications. That will be the next step to use, right?
Yeah, well, the email notifications should help really expand our ability to provide better services.
So I had a question that does new construction, something like adding an ADU cause a reassessment on the whole property value or just on the value of the ADU?
Just on the value of the ADU.
Okay.
So you will, essentially, if you add an ADU, your property will now have 2 base years. You know, the base year for the pre-existing home and a new base year for that ADU. Although it will be combined on your tax bill, it'll look like it'll be integrated.
Following up on his question, so that does it matter if you add on to the existing property, to the existing structure, or if you have a detached structure, ADU?
Either way, they'll both be essentially, if you're adding square footage, whether it be an ADU or a pool or an enclosed porch, we will determine the value of that improvement and add that to the existing value. And it may, it will likely increase the market value of your property, but the assessed value will only be increased by the increment of value of the construction.
For the e-notification thing, is it going to notify the homeowner of any document recorded, maybe connecting with their parcel number or just grant deed of trust?
I believe it's virtually anything that's recorded against your property will be notified. Because I think that's the way it works now. It's in writing, just to, but it'll be done faster.
Okay, and then just a comment, maybe take the tax collector out to lunch, have it, buy him a drink, talk.
I actually work I don't mean to, I don't want to pick on him. The tax collector is a gentleman by the name of Keith Knox. He's an extraordinary professional. He has some resource. Of all the people in the property tax chain, I'm the only one who's elected. The rest of them are all appointed by the Board of Supervisors. And because I'm elected, I can whine a lot and make a lot of noise. And I've been very fortunate in getting more resources. He is, I have many, many more people to answer the phones than he does. So he's really, they do the best that they can, but they're really overwhelmed at times. And particularly in a market, which is, the type of market we're dealing with right now, where there's a lot of uncertainty and people have a lot of questions, and they really overwhelm his system. In a lot of ways, we have trained my employees who can answer a lot of basic tax. They call me thinking I'm the tax collector, and rather than saying that's not my job, we do answer their questions if we have that within our knowledge base to try to provide some assistance to them. But they do the best they can with what little they have. In the meantime, one last thing in closing, I talked about the roll release. I mentioned last year, property values grew roughly 7% countywide. While we don't know all the numbers yet, it appears that this is going to be another year of positive growth. Won't be as strong as last year, but it will still be about the 13th consecutive year of property value growth countywide. So it's still relatively optimistic. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Assessor Prang. That was very informative. And I had a question though. So how big does that fire have to be for that misfortune and calamity property tax relief? Because can I just have a little fire in my oven?
I don't know that a fire in your oven because you're not a good cook. I don't think that qualifies as a natural disaster. I don't think that qualifies as a natural disaster.
Okay, thank you. I guess my food is good even when it's black and burnt. Thank you. Just for a token of appreciation, we do have a gift for you. It's one of our bags, and we have a tumbler mug. We also have one for your assistant Aldo Ariano. Thank you for coming. So I mean, this is not to collect taxes, but I guess a little grocery bag, and we have Aldo's right here as well. Okay. Thank you. It looks like Assessor Prang and myself have a little something in common. As treasurer and the county assessor, we both do not collect taxes. But for some reason, it says on the website, treasurer and tax collector. So that's a whole separate thing for the treasurer. We do not collect taxes either. Okay, thank you. And we move on to our attendance drawing. Please remember that you must be a WSGVR member to be present here at the association to win. This year in 2023, you do have to be here at the association to win. The pot today is $125. If we do not get a winner today, $25 will be added to this pot next week. And every week thereafter until we get a winner. If we do not have a winner, by the end of the year, we will keep drawing until we do get a winner by the end of the year. We don't need that. So do we have the attendance drawing wheel ready? Yes. Are we ready? Good luck, everyone. Time to spin. That's a very slow spin. Lee Hong Yu. Lee Hong Yu, can you speak for yourself? Not here? Okay, she's not here. So $25 gets added to the pot for next week, which will be $150. Now, please remember to join us for education classes. Visit our website, www.wsgvr.com under events, education schedule. For next week, we do have the classes of 45-hour DRE license renewal continuing education webinar. That's Friday, February 3rd, 9:30 to 12:30 p.m. And the cost of that is $85. And then we have a class called Mindset Reset on Monday, February 6th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that cost is as free as the air you breathe. And then we have a class 2022 tax return and 2023 new tax law, which is on Tuesday, February 7th, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And that cost is next to nothing. And that is also free. Notary public webinar, Wednesday, February 8th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The cost of that is $129. Next, we will have our 50-50 drawing. Did everybody purchase their tickets? Good luck to all of you. May I have the tickets to draw from? We are saving Amazon towards the end. We did not forget Amazon. That is towards the end. Switching it up a little bit today. Okay, so the pot today is $74 going to the lucky winner. Here is the money. See, I give money, I don't take. 222-1405. 222-1405. Do we have a winner? $74. Congratulations. Now, don't forget to join us next week as we have our affiliate panel, February 9th. Okay, so now before we end this meeting, Amazon gift card drawing, but before we do that, I was talking to a few realtors, few members here that say that, you know, they come to the meetings and they don't know everybody here. And they see a lot of unfamiliar faces. I don't know if it's because after the pandemic, there's new faces, there's new realtors, and just reacquainting of unfamiliarities with the people in here. So I'd like everybody to stand. Please stand, because you're going to stand to leave anyways. So please stand. And, you know, just to get to know people in your own house here in WSGVR Association, introduce yourself to at least 2 people. Get their names, give your name. No need to shake hands. You know, we can keep our hands clean. But do not stay in the same spot. You need to move. Move to a different spot, out of your seat. So talk to one another, mingle. This is what we do. We are realtors, we network, and we mingle. Okay, so is that everybody at a different spot? Move around, move around. Do not stay in your seat that you sat in the whole meeting. And also don't forget, we have the member hub over at 203B next to our headquarters, where you can also continue to mingle and network with realtors and your clients. Okay, so everybody now get before a seat. I hope you've met a few people today. Okay, everybody get before a seat. Get in front of a chair. Get in front of a chair. Find a chair. Just stand in front of a chair if you need to. Okay. Oh, I can't even break up this party now.
Find a seat.
Everyone.
If you want to be in part of the Amazon gift,
everyone,
find a seat.
Get in front of a
Find
seat.
a seat.
Get in front of a seat. Now, look under your seat, under your table. If you see a blue ticket with invisible writing on it, you have won an Amazon gift card. We have one here that discovered one.
Come up here, please. Come up here, please.
Million.
Who else? Come up here, Mel Wong.
Mel Wong, and there's one more. There is
Stay
one
here
more.
first,
Look
stay
under the table. We will verify if you are a member. There is one over there.
Come on. Who got the ticket?
One
underneath?
over there.
Lorraine, your chair?
Under the
under your
table.
chair.
Under the table. Somebody had just walked away from his winning ticket. I think Pauline might have walked away from a winning ticket.
We have a third winner right here. Come on up. Lena.
Congrats to the 3 winners, Lena Sankari, Millian, and Mel Wong. Thank you for participating in this. We won't be doing this every week, but this would be good to do periodically so you can just get to know your own people. Thank you.
All right.
Meeting is adjourned.
Those are the 3 Amazon gift cards we have. Hope you guys had a chance to meet your neighbor, your next door neighbor, because I know we have a lot of new people here. This is the reason that this is a face-to-face time that you get to meet other people.